joined it to Auckland, that church.
Hello, Rapata.
And then they joined it back to that first
Hang on,
church.
I'll just turn this thing off.
At my Parahui Marae, and that's where I was going to have
I
the
just
hui
was
with the
watching the
wave
video.
down there with the rope from Taranaki and you guys.
Hang on. Yeah. So the hui got put off for Monday. In Parihaka. See, they're getting witty, nervous. They're getting nervous because Ngā Puhi was set to go across there. And Jim Wikotu from Potiki but when I rang up to Ngā Puhi, they said no, it's off. They're having it up at Ngā Puhi now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's better for me if they have it up there at the Te Marae in the grand jury court. You see, they'll be going under that. I've just been talking to Bundy Waitai, and I filled him in how everything's going to work, and he just can't get over it. He can't get over it that the church is the one, our church, Tiki is the one holding the titles. That's the Papal Bull Vatican, King William. Yeah. So that's how it works. That's how that part of the whole, you see, it's dragged everybody off track, thinking that chasing after the land they'll never get. You see, as long as they go and fight in the tribunal and fight the land titles in limbs, they'll never get anywhere. It has to go back this way that I'm doing. I just emailed the notes and stuff to you and the others, but with the videos that I'll put them all there. But I just want to put the stories with the writ warrants. There's 42 pages on Facebook. It's out there now, but I haven't put the stories to each page. So I'm going to fill that in so they've got it clear in their mind, and a video for each page. So that I explain each page, and it gives them plenty of time now till the 19th and the 20th, Friday the 19th of May, and the 20th on Saturday up at Te Marae, right in the right place we opened that court. You see, they're a bit cheesed off with Taranaki, thought that it was going to be a land case title, and instead of them fighting the Crown for trying to ease back on their drilling for oil in Taranaki. So that's what Ngā Puhi was going down there to support them for that. And I was saying, no, I want to go down and give 15 minutes of this to pull in with everyone, pull in with the mountains, and that's how to do it. But somehow the communication's gone haywire between Willie Pater. Someone in there, he said, got them a bit wrong about what was going on in the hui, something about kai down there, who's going to get the kai for the marae. See, that's what's killing us is the fact that you have to pay the marae and all that sort of thing. That's hard on fellas going there. They have to fill the car to get there, and then pay a koa more to have an important meeting like this. And so it just leaves them out, because the original 1834 was only 13 chiefs. The way I'm doing it, there's a contract, you see, this is the biggest contract out in the world, was only 13 chiefs that signed it with Clendon. The same Clendon that joined that Waiapu title to the Auckland Manukau title. They joined that title there, the same Clendon, and these documents, you can see it joined together on those historic claims, you know, the pre-30, pre-40, from the year 30 to 39. Yeah, those historic things. You can see them in the deeds online on Google, the deeds. But I've hooked out the ones that got the receipt of being paid from Britain, right?
Yeah.
The Scottish people that left Britain came to the Manukau heads, but the Ngāti Whātua switched it.
Yeah.
They switched the title into themselves and their crown, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And those Scots were told to go to Avondale and settle over there.
Yeah.
When it was the Manukau that sold it from England to the Manukau over here.
Yeah.
See? In 1820, the Hongi Hika went there to England with Manukau, Te Waikato Wharehere to Manukau, and they stuck it together there. And then that's the title that this was done through the Admiralty, through King William and Captain William Cornwallis Simons over there, that King William Simons, and then the son, the King William Simons, Captain William Simons, was a land agent over there in England, and then he gave it to the son, to William Cornwallis Simons, to come to the Manukau Heads where Cornwallis is. See, the names are still on the land.
Yeah. Yeah.
The name Cornwallis and Simon Street in Auckland, that's that land agent that bought them here. He was the captain on the ship, the Admiralty. See, that Admiralty all the way through.
Okay.
See? So, but Admiralty is the private, it was a private sale. That's why they said preemptive sales, because they said preemptive. They took those titles and put them into their 1840 treaty. In 1839, they switched it in 1839, then made their 1840 treaty. That's illegal. That's what I was trying to tell the Crown. And when I took that title in town, I warned them that they haven't put the Manukau's name where they got it from on their title, the Lynn's title. You see? Yeah, the Lynn's title. Well, that's the government's titles. When the council sold it in Auckland, I told them they haven't got a good title with the original owner on it. They put Tinana and Tamaki and the other tuaire from Ngāti Whātua. They're not even Morioris. Because the Manukau was the Moriori from Chatham Islands, was a different country. Yeah, and the Cooks got it here first. That's our lot at home, the Cooks. And yeah, like the Rarotonga or the Cook Islands is part of Rarotonga. But the Aititaki, yeah, was separate. It wasn't part of those islands. So I'm not too sure where my mother is the Kaikas come from Rarotonga or Aititaki, but more or less be Rarotonga. But that's those titles for the Cook there at Rangitukia and that way, Rotoria. See, so that's that Cook Island to Gisborne, Nicholas. So that's Cook landed in 1769. Right. So that was when they annexed or not, they reported the country as being found, but it didn't have a sovereignty yet until later. So all I'm saying to Bundy is I've joined the title from England, the Manukau title, to the Tiki Church and the Waiapu district area from Whakawhitira. That's where they set up this native court in Whakawhitira. Whakawhitira. Eh?
That's where the first church went to, Whakawhitira.
No, the first church, St. Mary's Church, was in Tiki. And what's the church in Whakawhitira?
There was a church where I read some of this stuff in the late 1830s, but I'm not finding it.
Yeah, no, that'll be right, because it was recorded in the church register. Because all our names went into the register there, otherwise the military would have come in and taken all the lands if we didn't sign into it, right?
Okay.
So the register is the Admiralty. Yeah, that flag here in 1830. So 1831 was that church in Tiki Tiki. So the one in Whakawhitira, according to that document and the deeds, say that map says Whakawhitira. So that's that's the native title was there first. That's the church title. Set up the registrar in the courts, in the Parliament. Comes from the church register. So see, they call it birth certificate. You know, you have to give your birth. So they birth you into the Admiralty. Private contract. You see. So that's what's cutting these people out and making them nervous now, because that's what I feel, that they didn't want to have the hui at Parihaka, because that lot over there was the one that killed the Morioris. You see, because they now can read and the videos I'm saying the Moriori Manukau came from Chatham Islands, different country to New Zealand. The Cooks were here first, then the Morioris came over from Chatham's here, that was the second, and then the rest of them came after, the Great Fleet came after. Because that's the story I got from Mohi Manukau. And it makes sense now. It makes sense that the Cooks from Captain Cook meant to have settled on the land in the first place. That's what Bundy is arguing about Ngāti Kahunungu, because they are from Ngāti Kahunungu, that lot of Ngāti Kuri. So I'm not going to argue about it, I'm just going to say, look, just go with these titles because there it is in black and white, we'll go along with that, forget about everything else because we want the title. And then all they have to do is, there's 4 main tribes, it makes the Paramount chiefs, 4 Paramount chiefs, and they go to Westminster and they'll let us trade in. See? That's it. There's no argument. I've got the carving of the Parliament, a carving that was found in the Kaipara Harbour. They buried it. That was at 1830, the King William and the King Kawharu the Giant. He's buried up on, supposed to be on One Tree Hill. Just the things I went through with Moyah way back. But that's got all in black and white in the deeds. The Rogan judge married into the Wanoa, and the same Rogan family married into the Manukau's, and that's it. That's the British title. And Clendon up north was the same judge that put the titles at Waiapu in Auckland, because that was Auckland down there too. That was Auckland region right down the east coast. See? Yeah, the provisional, that's it. It was run from Auckland. Clendon was, Rogan was running it, and Clendon was running it from Auckland. When they blew up the Kororareka Parliament, the British Parliament there, the government, they set it up there in the courthouse, right? And then they shifted it to Auckland, and so they confiscated all those titles with this flag, with the King's flag, not this one. Then, but then they confiscated all those titles up there, and then shifted the Parliament to Auckland. And that's when they put the Manukau title in. See, you see? In 1840, that's when the Manukau title came in. Because the Referee for Manukau's name is on the title at 1862, you see? So that's when he already had the title way back in 1834. See, he had already got the title, but then they didn't do anything about it until 1840. That's when they started selling the Manukau lands under that title from the Manukau company, right? The registered company in Edinburgh, where Prince Philip lives. You see, so everything, all the titles in the world were done there with this same native title.
Yeah.
The Manukau company was a Scottish real estate company.
Okay.
And that's the one that Captain William Cornwallis Simons was running there. He was the regent. He was the regiment from 38th Regiment in the Royal Navy. So he was acting admiral on the Manukau's title there for the whole country here and the whole world. That's why the Manukau Puhi was a Freemason in the Cabal. Because when they slid the church over, the Catholic Church, and put it beside St. Mary's Church in Parnell, I videoed all of that. That's when the Queen signed with the Pope in 2008. That was the Lisbon Treaty, right? The Lisbon Treaty. That's when everything switched into the Cabal, joined the two churches. And that's why I'm saying I'm going on that Cabal title to the oldest date on that old map, 1831, in Tikitiki. Because that's what it's saying on the map. It's not saying 1831 in Whakawhitira on the same map. So the Cabal title is in that St. Mary's Church in Tikitiki, but the native land court is in Whakawhitira. You got it? That's how it works. And so the church itself is holding the title to the land, not the land court. No. They've locked it inside the Admiralty, inside the church. Yeah, that's right. The land court, yeah, that's right. Victoria, yeah, that's right. But that you can see on 1837 on that map. If you haven't seen it yet, but everybody's reading it on Facebook now. I haven't written. I think I've emailed it to you in the writ warrant. It might be in there or it might not. But yeah, 6 pages. I think one of them's got it on it. The map. Oh, okay. Yeah, because if you that's the only. I only put it on Facebook because it gets viewers and it gets it's usable in the courts. The court is admissible in New Zealand now. They gave up. They went and stopped doing it, but now it's too many going on, and the police use it a lot now because they can catch anybody with it. And yeah, that's why I stick it on Facebook first, and because I'm writing the stories right in front of the whole world. And the world is the judge. You can argue that point in the court. That I gave them 14 days notice and put their names there in front of everybody. And even all the politicians got their own Facebook sites. Most business people that are out there have got their own Facebook site or Twitter. To get more people behind them, they get better free advertising. So that's why I put all the documents there. There's 42 of them altogether now, including that 6. I've stacked all these titles, what I'm talking about, the deeds and everything, on it. And the British receipt for the land title. See, so Hongi being more Cook Island. And I think that's Toroa and the other one, not Toi. We're under the Rauru, eh? Rauru. Yeah. Rauru. I think they're Whātonga up there. Yeah. Yeah, they're all spread all over the place. That's why I'm not worrying about it. I'm just saying this is the way to do it. If you want, yeah. So that I'm only going on the dates, eh? On that map, because that map doesn't lie. It's got all the dates all over it. I mean the years, and it's got it clearly marked there. It's got it on it, Marae Land Court, right? So they put that Marae Land Court name on there with an 1831 and all those other things. So they fashioned it later than those dates, but they've picked it up from the old days and put it as if it's now, right? And they've gone and bodged the whole lot up to make it look like it's the same person, or they can just pick it up and put it in their 1840 treaty. I'm saying no. That this is what I said to Bundy. If I go to the Hui, I say I'll get a big box, put all the names all over the country in it, then pick out a name and says who owns this. Right? If I pick the Manukau's name in, you won't find anybody else claiming the Manukau name than a Manukau, right? And you pull out a Waitangi name, you won't find someone claiming it but a Moriori from Chatham Islands, because that's where it came from. The word Hikurangi comes from Chatham Islands. That's where that word comes from. You see? The Hikurangi is owned by those people in Chatham Islands. Not the Maori stole it and brought it here. See? Or it was already here. No, it was already here. It was already here. All the names like Turanga, it belongs there. And Aoraki comes from Chatham's. Yeah, it came because that wasn't New Zealand. New Zealand was separate. The islands had their own islands because that was part of the Cook Islands, not part of the Cook Islands, but they joined it to New Zealand later. Yeah, because it was a different people. Yeah, that's. Yeah, so that's Toi was mixed up with the people on Chatham's too. Yeah, because they dropped in there on the way to New Zealand. You see, Toi was already here before the Morioris came here because they were happy in their own place. But the Morioris came here. They were going backwards and forwards in the first place, but they weren't really. It was too big for them. You see. The country was too big because that's when everybody came, they jumped all over the place, then killed them off. Killed the Morioris off. That's why Morioris didn't fight. They weren't fighters. And they just slaughtered them. But their names are still on the land. You see, I'm going to put the names in the box, and I say, right, who owns this name? And then if someone put their hand up and said, right, you must be a Moriori. See? Because if you're not, you're married into a Moriori. See, the names on the land, I can't think of it. I write them all down in the writ warrant. I've written them all down in the writ warrant. I've marked them all. The main ones in Chatham Islands, the Maoris are saying they took it from here to there. No, it was bought from there to here. The Maoris jumped on the land, the names were already there. And they use the Manukau name, they use all those tupuna's names. And I'm saying with their treaty claims, take it off. You see? All the Tainui and the Manapoe are using Manukau's name on their titles. So, but they're not from there. They're not, because you go to Britain, they'll know, they got the title over there. They don't see any of those other people's name on it. They'll see Hongihika, he's Cook Island. Right? He's Cook Island. He'll be there because those two were there. The Moriori and the Cook Island fellow was there because they live close by each other. See? So that's how it works. I tracked them out. I've got them cornered now. I was just telling everybody on Facebook. This is where the Maoris are going to start looking at themselves and who was lying all along. Who did that, and they'll have to cough up. Because I now say to the Paramount chief, right, we'll send a letter off to Westminster to fix this lot up. And we can take over. We can take over, leave them running the government, but take over with this title over their title and stop them doing anything that we don't like, you see? You leave them there running, but you start making them pay up and go and search every title and search every crooked person here. There's Chinese over here that are convicts that Chinese want back. It was on the news. They're living here, but the government's holding on to them because they're crooked.
Yeah. They got nowhere to go. They're just here.
No, they're here because their business is crooked. They're fraud. The whole business, the whole court, the whole police, the whole lot of them are fraud. That's why I'm going to catch them out now. With this Paramount, or I don't know what I was saying to Bundy, we just named 4 Paramount chiefs, and that's the title with this carving. 4 main tribes that Moyah Manukau put together, because he was trying to tell them, but they wouldn't listen. That's why it never got anywhere, because he had the answer. He was holding the British title. Still, I'm holding it for him now that he's died. Because his family doesn't know anything about this. He didn't tell anybody because he was sworn into the Vatican. Into the Freemasons. Shut your mouth and say nothing. I'm the only one that looked into the Freemasons, everything. I've got all their stuff here. So no one's going to argue with it. That's why I'm having a free reign all the way through, when no one's dare to come near now. You wonder why. I always wonder why there's nobody saying anything about me saying I'm going to hang the Queen, because that's what I'm going to do, because she's the one that's causing all the problems. She's the one that's got the Lucifer, devil, God. That's their rituals and all those sort of things to keep power over the people. And they're using this king thing, which is our contract, not theirs. That's why I'm telling Bundy. Bundy's got it now. He says, well, yeah, they claim it because we're saying nothing. We're saying nothing, and Mohi was sworn into secrecy, not to tell any Maori. He knew, but I knew too. But he just sat in the corner and laughed at them. And I was, I couldn't say anything while he's alive. I can now, when he's gone. But it's time's up now, because the new world, this is the new world order I'm talking about. The flag here is the new world order. We can take over. Like God was going to take the power off the white man and give it back to the indigenous people or native people and the people of the world. Like, that's what it looks like now. But all I've got is the the documents to finish it off. And all I do is just keep pasting it all the time on Facebook, so that no one's going to get spooked. They'll know before we move in. There's no argument about it rolling around like affidavits stacked up on top of each other, ready for a court hearing. So that's really funny that I was looking forward to go down to the meeting in Parihaka. But I hadn't quite finished the blooming documents. I got them sitting there. Now I've got them all together, but I haven't done the story for each one. Because I'm running out of time and doing this and that and everything. But now I've got time till the 19th. I've got plenty of time now to I'll probably get it all finished by Monday or Tuesday, or tomorrow if I'm lucky. I've just sent the videos out, and I was watching Willie Kaa and his early days, and on the video I chucked that one on too online. That's Rangitukia. It's got good pictures of it there. So yeah, a video that he put together and writing books. Him and his wife was book writers, and telling a lot of stories of Rangitukia. So now, because I used to talk to them all the time, and I was staying in Tigiti. And Monty and them and all them fellas in the shop, because I was working in the garage. And playing football for Ngati. Rugby team with Prince Khan and all those, Puhi Manuel and them, and John Manuel. Beat Oyster. Those are all my mates, and Tutu Manuel. All those I played rugby with them. I was the hooker. I was only 12 stone, they were 22 stone. And I was swinging on the middle of them, daily, no trouble. Yeah, but that was, you know, I said those stories today on one of the documents. I'm writing stories of down there and just some of the background so they know that's where I lived a long time there.
Yeah.
And on the oil rigs, the same rugby team was working on the oil rigs. Del Mackey and all those fellas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my rugby mates. And Doug Tichborne, those ones.
Yeah.
Tennity's, Wally Tennity and Bill Willits and married Tennity, the sister of Fitu Tennity, Southern days his name. Tennity.
Okay.
So they were in the rugby team too, with me. Big fellas. I was only skinny run. Yeah, I couldn't get my hands around those big fellas. I just had the hell on their jerseys, the hell on like fuck. They said, you get the ball. Yeah, so, but anyway, that's it's going to be straightforward. So all I'm telling Puhi is to, because Willie Peter wanted to put the flag up. I says, Willie, that's what Jim's supposed to do, put the flag up. That's what I put all the documents. I went through a lot of trouble to put all the documents together for that.
Yeah.
And at Waitangi Day, but he didn't put it up. He chickened out, or I don't know what happened there, but he didn't put it up. And so that's when I opened the court up, the native court, and I said, Jim, you guys are going to put the flag up? He said, no. I said, oh, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you said you were going to do, put the flag up. But I said to Woody, because that was who he was for, to put the flag up on the 19th and the 20th of May.
Yeah.
I said to him, well, we'll do that, but we'll get the authority through Westminster from that meeting to put it up after the meeting or thereafter. I'll send an email straight through to the Navy in Britain, because they already got letters from me of what we were going to do, put the flag up. Because they know we have to do that. They can't just tell us what to do, because they've been feeding off the same thing too. And but they'll come out better on top of it if we took the country, and the British will be here in Rangitukia, just where I want them to come straight in. To set up on the riverbed, and put all their military and everything in, and shove those other fellas out. Shove them out of our seabeds and Pacific, right through the Pacific. Yeah, and get them out, get those Americans out of the place, because they're getting too close now. With that James Comey was here, the FBI fellow was here from America with those spies. They flew in and had a meeting, but that's all this crooked business again. They should have been arrested. They're still running free. See? It's because this country is running all that scam. There's nobody can stop them, because they got free reign of the Admiralty. And they give America the consent from here to use this flag there. They won't show the flag, but they tuck it away, put it away. And they use that authority. So Ngāpuhi is the only ones that can take it off them. See, so I'm doing the documents for that and chuck them online before anybody can stop it. You see, the courts can't go us because they haven't got any defendants to complain. The judge is no good without a complainant. Or someone that's counter-claiming against me what I'm doing. See? Because I'm forcing them with the power note. If they come anywhere near, they'll get that deck right over and lose everything. If they're wrong with the title, they're looking at the title and they say, shucks, we can't go up against that. See, they won't spend their money going to lose.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. It cuts out all the hash between, and goes one shot right through the whole place if the four main chiefs agree. You see, Taranaki wasn't part of those 13 chiefs. There was only those Ngāpuhis and Hauraki and Thames. That was it, the northern tribes. And then the 1835, that's when the government went around the country and picked up all the signatures from everywhere. That's not a contract.
Okay, yeah.
They did that with our 1834 British title, but the British said no, that's not going to work. So because they couldn't use that 1835 because it was an 1834 contract, they made another contract with 1840 and sucked the 1835 bit out of it. And made it a Declaration of Independence in Australia. You see, they gazetted it in Australia, not here, under that sovereign from England. Still under King William, they took his title from Australia in 1835 to make a declaration over here from Australia. See, because they had no sovereign here. That was their problem. And yet we had the British title ready to take over the country. We were running this country from 1834 under this flag. This was the flag of New Zealand. Oh, it went off again. Yeah, this country was run in 1834 with that flag. It was, the flag of New Zealand was this one here. From 1834 to 1840, this country was run under this flag. Yeah, it was run under the British part, then the New Zealand government used it in 1835. It was run, but if you asked them where to get the 1835 from, they got it from this British one, this Manukau one. See? Because they didn't go and get it themselves. They borrowed it, so that's what I'm arguing to them about. And in the court, they lose. They'll lose everything, because that's what I'm saying. If you try to take Moai Crown to court, you'll lose everything. See? So if I say I'll put your names down on the list to seize your property, you're going to lose the lot. Because they don't care. The Crown doesn't care about anybody. It's only there for its client base or its agents to make money for themselves. Yeah. So we have to do the same thing to them, and no aroha, because it's business. To make them, that's what this flag is, a pirate flag, for pirates. They turn us into the pirate. It's a pirate flag. To the King's pirate flag. This is the only one in the world. And it gave it to the Maoris thinking they're clever. They don't know what to do with it. But no, they didn't know. They didn't even tell that fellow Waikato, that fellow Manukau in England. They didn't even tell him. They just hid it amongst the natives here so they can take all the other natives out of the world out of it with it. Yeah? So we own all that wealth that's come through the Queen's Bench Court back into the King's Bench Court. That's why I opened the King's Bench Court up first. And then throw our things online. I'm doing trial by media, right? It's a trial by media because they can use that as a world base of you don't know. I say, well, we know how much, because a private, this is nobody's business, it's a two-party contract, it's none of your business, your third party stay out. That's what the Queen does, that's why people can't get to her. Because she's got her own two-party contract. With the iwi, not with anybody, with the iwi, not the Maoris. With the iwi leaders, they belong to the Crown. Yeah, the iwi belongs to the Crown. I mean, the Maori is just another entity that the Crown uses to hoard all the natives into one place and split them up like cows and like sheep, and put them in 10 lots. That's all 10 lots in one small block, and say that's yours there. See, they just reduced the size of the hapu down into single lots. But all the Maori land with all the multi-ownership hasn't been split yet. They're just waiting for those people to go in and split off a bit of land for themselves. That's what the goldsmiths did, and my brother stopped them from cutting out 25 acres at the lighthouse, the C12 block. The goldsmiths there, and had them booted out of the place. My brother did that because we got the title over there. We haven't got the biggest ownership because what happened was the goldsmiths went around buying all the little shares up. See, that's what the shares was there for, to buy all the little shares out, and all the original people got little shares. You see? They did that purposely so that you wouldn't worry about it. You wouldn't put up a fight against the big shares people, because they're the ones that end up the trustees. Don't necessarily have to have big shares, but some of them do, to take over. But when it comes to title, this title goes right over the whole country. That's why I'm telling you, we're taking the whole lot out of one shot. And all we do is just leave everybody alone, but change the people at the top. Change their policies to include us. That'll give us a chance to get off the ground. If they want something from the CB or they'll have to ask us first. See? That's a dual. It'll be like dual government, because I'm going under the British dual government with the British, and that's about to change too. They're just going through that now with a referendum. Election, and we'll know who's going to be the governing the country. And so I'm telling Ngāpuhi, we're going to go and put something in there to go into Westminster from here. Yeah, because the elections there on June the 8th, so there's plenty of time for us to get something together to send to Westminster, to acknowledge us and put us in there as a partner. But they can't stop us from doing that. This thing is still going. Oh, the video's still running. That's right. I was watching videos. So that's really how it works. I'm just really wanted to finish it off. I can finish it off, and with Ngāpuhi, and I think we'll do it. We'll do it. I think by Bundy was over the moon. So the sooner I get these documents to him, he's got it now because he picks up very quick. And he was the one that opened up the native court and got it going. And so and him and Manahi, you know Manahi, eh? Yeah. So and those two. So Manahi is under the original Moriori title, the Parapara and the Manukau. Okay, those two names go together on this title in Britain. So he does the court. He'll push the court through and write the letters properly to Westminster for me. And the Paramounts, the 4 Paramounts, myself and him as a JP, and with the church. He'll cover that lot with the church and do it properly, right? So I'm just saying this, that the Kaa, the Reverend Kaa and the Reverend Wanoa is attached to that St. Mary's Church title. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Those two families feature in that church, and that's what I'm telling everybody online. That we are holding that King William Papal Bull title to the Vatican there. And they'll know over there what I'm talking about. That's the New World Order. If anything's going to change with the New World Order, we'd be the first one in there. And we don't have to change anything. They'll change for us. And we should see something happening on the lands. Pretty soon after that, we won't be like we are, and we'll have control. And the seabed as well. See, I'm doing all this mainly. I've held off so long for the title to the seabed, for the tidal turbines. I wasn't going to go in the sea and do anything with the tidal turbines because they would grab it. They would stop it or grab it and take it off me. So I thought I'd leave it until we got this sorted. The land titles, the seabed, the flag to go around the world, right? Because that's what it is. And then we get to trade around the world, and then nobody will stop us from going anywhere. And we can get our trade going, and get something going to get us going, and make everybody else pay for the use of the land. That's what Sunakora was doing, but she was stuck in that side. See? I tried to tell her, if you go on the Maori side, you're stuck there, you can't get out. You have to follow that rule. But she just couldn't get what I was trying to do with this lot. And it's only taken Bundy to figure it out amongst all those Ngāpuris, because they was just following their own way. And it was destined to go nowhere. Because they don't realise the flag they're holding is the most powerful instrument in land and sea titles. If only they knew. They know now. They're starting to wake up now. Yeah, they're starting to, the more I make these little videos and explain all of that, the more they'll get it, or anybody will get it. Because at the moment, the British are reading it and the Americans are reading it on Facebook, and they say, what's wrong with these Maoris over here? Even the Indians, the American Indians are watching it, and they know, because they've given up on trying to fight the system. It's because they're hiding behind this lot. They're hiding behind this lot. So that's, I'm glad you rang, because I wanted to let you know that I'm just sending these things through. And so you'll get a better idea of how the titles work. The titles, see, we don't have to write any new ones, we just take those ones. Because we own what they own, the Crown, and so leave their things alone, leave everything alone, but change how they do their policies. See? So you just leave them there because they're making money for the country, and as long as we've got a say to sit in the court and sit in the Parliament, we can, the Paramount chief will say, right, we'll put somebody in the Parliament down there to keep an eye on you lot. And we're supposed to have a Maori on the other side of the judge in every court. See, now we can. That's that was how it's supposed to be. But the government legislated it out. Supposed to be a Maori judge and a Pākehā judge. So now the Paramount chief can force it back in with the native court. Because that's how they got the land, through this native court. See? They're trying to hurry to get rid of all the Maori land courts so they can have their own court. See, they're getting rid of the Maori land court, they'll end up doing it in their court. They're shifting it out, everything online now, so all the land titles, anybody can buy it around the world now online. The land next door to you is sold online. I think that's how a lot of important motels sold online, because people buy it online. So I'm going back into that to seize it off them. And anything I had ready to go and get, seize it back. The Cook Street will set it all off. Hello? Oh, you're gone. You might have run out of credit, but never mind, that's all. That'll be all for now. I think I might talk too long. Yes. But I'm just excited, that's all. I'm feeling I'm feeling good after the call I got from North, both calls. And they're onto it now, so they'll be gearing up for this. I just told them to go to Facebook and watch the things. But see, they don't go to Facebook. When they don't go to Facebook, they don't know what's going on in the world, you know. So when they go there, they can see it and what I've been writing and pluck it off those 42 documents that I put on, the ones I'm talking about, the deeds. I put all in there, and but anyway, I'm gonna put them in online on the email. I sent it to your email, the videos, and just a note that this is coming tomorrow or so. Okay. Oh, the video is still running. So I'll just finish this video off. Sorry about that, I just forgot. I'll just leave a note for him. Oh. Catch you later. That's what I really wanted to speak to Rapata. He's my contact in Rangitukia, Tiki, and being in the Kaa family with the reverends and the ministers in that family and book writers makes a lot of sense in academics with titles. So I'm glad he rang. Because I can clock up a lot of minutes and talking and soon choose it all up. But we had a long talk and so he's filled in, he knows what's going on. and all I had to do now is finish off the documents and send them out, and they'll have plenty of time at Puhi to read through the writ warrant, the 42 pages, at the hui on the 19th, Friday, May, 19th of May, and Saturday the 20th. I'll be putting on a short presentation there because I think they all got it, or Bundy will tell them, and give me a break from talking and let him do it because he pretty well got it this time. So that'll do for now, and I'll see you later. Today's Saturday, the 29th of April 2017, and we'll catch you again. Bye.